Borough Craft and Discussion Agenda Meeting, July 13, 2015. It's called to order with a flag salute led by Mr. Amendola.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Hayes?
Mr. Hayes.
Wake up.
Hello.
Okay.
Mr. Amendola?
Here.
Ms. Amendola is absent. Mr. Crown?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Phillips?
Here.
Ms. Weitzel is absent. Mayor Bloom?
Here.
Manager Scott?
Here.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the bill list dated July 13, 2015.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. Sorry. Entertaining motion to approve the minutes of June 22nd, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
I have to abstain, I wasn't here.
Okay, Mr. Phillips abstains. He was not there. Motion carries. Just a brief comment. Before the meeting, we did have a brief executive session to talk about a bargaining unit contract item. No motion or no action was needed. Citizens' comments. We have one person wishing to address council, though it is not an agenda item, but she does have to leave. So could you please approach the microphone, state your name, address, and your topic.
Thank you, I appreciate the exception. My name is Becky Hefner. I live at 28 Oregon Avenue. I'm a member of the Crafts and Celebrates Committee, if you didn't know that. And I just wanted to, as is customary, to come and give a preliminary report of how Crafts and Celebrates went this year. Overall, I'm happy to report that we had great success in spite of the rain. Our organizations are reporting record sales, for lack of a better word, which means all of that will, of course, benefit our community. I'll get funneled back into the community through those nonprofits, Boy Scouts, CIT, Girl Scouts, the Methodist Church, and others, all did very well. We also, in spite of the rain, had a great turnout on the 4th and did well to keep our budget manageable and successful. And we had a new organization this year that joined us. We had a few new things that were going on. We had 3 new crafters, 4 new business sponsorships, and very positive feedback from the community. And 3 groups have already approached us about joining for next year. So that is very good. I've been with Crafts and Celebrates for 3 years. This is my 3rd festival. And I have to say it's an amazingly noticeable shift in attitude over the last 3 years among our community members. It has become very positive. A lot of people are saying really great things, and it's encouraging. People are getting the idea that this is a community effort, and they want to be involved. So I did want to give some special thanks on behalf of Pam Paltowski and Rich Kramer and myself. We form the main committee members. And we have actual titles, I guess, but there's a lot of people involved. But on behalf of us, we would like to give a special thanks to Public Works. They bent over backwards for us. They did so much. They were truly helpful. They were always very pleasant to work with, and we are really pleased with that. It made this year run so smoothly. I saw this morning that they were there early this morning helping to put all the pieces of the booths back in the garage, which helped immensely. Not all of us are very strong. Like to say a special thanks to Nina. I'm sorry she's not here tonight because she came and volunteered. Special thanks to David. He coordinated the setup day and did a lot of things for us. And of course, Anne, not just for coming and volunteering, but my husband wanted me to pass along thanks for all that you did to help him with the 5K. She was fabulous. Just everything was smooth, and whenever he had a request, she was on top of it, including getting donations of those great water bottles from Gateway Engineers. And we also wanted to just mention Carissa because she hopped to any copies we needed. And thanks to Mary too, because she's always answering my frantic emails. So big thanks to everybody who helped, and hoping for another good year. Our next meeting is in August. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Moving on the agenda, item 7, public safety. I'll entertain a motion to authorize and to accept the police contract for the years January 1st, 2016 through December 31st, 2019 as negotiated and approved by the Police Wage and Policy Unit Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. It's been moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? There being none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion 2, authorize Patrolman Joseph Wyszynski to be made permanent full-time police officer with the department, completing his goals and tasks set forth as the probationary officer effective August 1st, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion item. The Civil Service Commission met July 6, 2015 in reorganization. The Civil Service examination is the fall of 2015 for police applicants. The testing site will be the Allegheny County Police Academy. The promotional sergeant's examination will be held October 5th, 2015, for all eligible officers. Testing will be at the municipal building. Joe, do you have any comments concerning the civil service?
No comments other than the reorganization, basically, just everyone staying in their same position and myself becoming the secretary of the commission.
Okay.
Have you consulted with an attorney or hired an attorney to?
No, they have review, they have 2 attorneys that they're going to consider, and the commission member, Witt, will be interviewing with Joe, the two attorneys.
And who's that?
Well, the gentleman that used to be the attorney, he is semi-retiring, so a woman from his office, her name is Suzanne Merrick, is submitted a letter of interest, and then Len Costa, who is also an attorney locally, that would be interested in being appointed as solicitor.
So is that our appointment or the Civil Service Commission appointment?
Well, the civil service wants to speak with them
Yeah.
about their experiences, and then they'd like to make a recommendation. Council pays for it, the borough pays for it, any fees, but they'd like to make a recommendation to the borough. So, Ms. Witt and Joe will be talking to the attorneys.
Okay.
To make a decision or recommendation.
Okay.
Any other questions about civil service? There being none, we'll move on to administration.
On Gateway Engineers, on behalf of Crafton, has submitted 2 ARLE grant applications for traffic light replacement at Noble and Bradford Avenue for $165,000, $750 for a grant with a $1,000 matching fee, and as well as Noble and Steuben Street for $153,860 again with a $1,000 match. That's just informational. The award won't be until late fall, maybe early like December of 2015 is when anticipated. I would require a motion to accept the proposal from Cohen Law Group to perform the cable franchising renewal services as submitted to Char West Council of Governments. The service fee is based upon the number of participating municipalities. The expiration of the Verizon, the Verizon contract isn't until November 28, 2017, but they're getting a head start on things because it usually takes a little while, and it's usually on behalf of every municipality that is participating with the Char West. So if possible, I'm looking for a motion today.
So I'd entertain a motion to accept the proposal of Cohen Law Firm to perform the cable franchising renewal services as submitted to the Char West Council of Governments. Service fee based upon the number of participating municipalities.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item is the Junior Achievement contacted our offices, and they're selling, it's called Pittsburgh's Golden Ticket Raffle. There's a flyers available on the back. The tickets are $50, but it's for $10,000 worth of various tickets for Pirates, Steelers, the Penguins, Pitt football. There's a variety of different items that you can, it's 2 tickets for each. So there's a variety different, and they asked if we would just put it on our website and announce it at our council meetings. So the information is available on the back of the room. That's all I have for this evening.
Okay. Anything else under administration? Moving on, Parks and Recreation. I'll entertain a motion to authorize the advertisement of pool splash pad area plans and specifications, bids due August 19th, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Joe?
Joe?
Aye.
Okay. No opposition, motion carries. Anything else under Parks and Rec? Moving on to Public Works. I'll entertain a motion to concur with the SHACOG recommendation to award the joint municipal preventive maintenance Year 5 contract to the lowest bidder, Insight Pipe Contracting, and its base bid of $196,571.50, of which $47,955 represents the Crafton's portion of the contract.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
You're in favor, right?
Yes.
Okay. There being no opposition, the motion carries. Item 10B, I'll entertain a motion to authorize payment of joint municipal SHACOG sanitary sewer O&M point repairs, Year 4, in the amount of $72,116.24, payable to SHACOG.
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
With no opposition, motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to authorize payment of the joint municipal SHACOG CCTV inspection and cleaning, Year 5, in the amount of $21,665.82, payable to SHACOG.
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any with no opposition, motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to award the 2015-16 rock salt bid to Cargill Incorporated for $69.29 per ton delivery and to enter into an articles of agreement. Note that the bid is $10 less than the base bid submitted last year, with mandated continuing delivery with upper limits of annual tonnage reached.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
For the record, I keep forgetting about you, Joe. Mr. Hayes is in the affirmative, yes. So with no opposition, the motion carries. Anything else under Public Works? I have one thing in Public Works, would be Steuben Street. I see that the traffic light has been mentioned in Steuben Street, but from the area from the post office up to West Crafton is deplorable. The curbs are gone. It looks like the sidewalks are getting undercut of stormwater runoff, and the road is really chewed up in the odd side of the street, the side opposite of the dairy, the south side. If there's anything maybe that Rob and Ann could meet with PennDOT to see if we could try to force their hand or talk with them to see if we can get some rehabilitation. I mean, the roads, it looks like they never took out the brick, and they just went with the overlay. There is no curb reveal. A lot of those people, their sidewalks are now starting to get washed, and the area between the sidewalk and the curbs getting washed out. And obviously, the curbs are all deteriorated because of it.
Mike, that cut happened when CVS was put in. That cut that's along the curb line. When they put CVS in and the traffic lights, the new sets of traffic lights at West Grafton and Foster, they did a cut after the job was done because something went wrong, and they cut that, and they ran a line up to wherever they went to up at the intersection. And so that was the contractor, but as approved by PennDOT because it's a state highway. And that road hasn't been paved, the state highway hasn't been paved in 20 years, 15 to 20 years. And Braintree Road's been paved 3 times in the last 3 weeks, I think.
Yes.
You know,
Well, I agree. I think that it would need the PennDOT to do a traffic study, maybe a left turning lane, which should be looked at, 2 through lanes, left turning lane, something to assist with the traffic. The traffic backups are insane in the early mornings and late at night. I mean, the traffic backups, plus the deterioration of the roadway. There's got to be something we can do to push PennDOT to study the roadway.
well, if you would restrict the left turn coming down Steuben westerly at West Crafton Avenue during the morning and the afternoon, that would greatly increase the traffic flow. The situation begins at the Thornburg Bridge, city light, okay? That causes the backup. They did some work down there, and if you get on there and watch, they increased the time coming up from the Little Thornburg Bridge. So those big trucks can get out, and the light didn't turn green, and they couldn't get up to the tripper fast enough, and it turned red, and now they're stuck in hills with the trucks, so they increased that. They also increased the time coming out from Roswell Drive, and they increased the time on Ingram Avenue, and hence we get backups afternoon, all the way up you'll get them all the way up as far as CVS in the afternoons.
And then it backs it up from Noble to,
Right, and that backs it up, and then people cut through the shopping center and go out to Ingram Avenue and get in that line over there. And they should do a recommendation to actually have somebody come out there during these times and look at what's going on, look at what goes on there, look at what goes on up at 60 and 79, that's a mess up there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon too. They need to look at all that, especially now with the parkway, being the way it is. But it won't be any better in December because that's a heavily traveled roadway during rush hour. So I think that,
it's almost at in my opinion, it's almost at the breaking point where if we don't do something, it's only going to get much worse. I think at this point, we've got to push PennDOT, or at least invite them and push our representatives to get something done with the roadway. You know, if you go even down, all the way down Steuben to Duncan, those curbs they're gone, because there was no reveal on the curbs when they paved over, so that water washed everything out. Now the curbs are getting washed out. And, you know, I think that inevitably, we should not hold the bag for that. You know, I've seen Route 50 through Carnegie be done from,
Curb to curb.
yeah, curb to curb, including curb sidewalks from Main Street all the way through to the Scott Township line. Those types of things we should be pushing. You know, this is our business community, and
Yeah, what did we do wrong that PennDOT won't even take a look now? You know, they're responsible from Lawson Avenue to Dinsmore, to Noble, to Steuben, to the Thornburg Bridge. That's all Route 60. They're not responsible for Bradford or West Crafton. That's why we had to pay West Crafton. But I think that it, you know, Representative Beasy, since he represents our area here, and I think
Senator Fontana.
we ought to get going on
Yeah, because I did talk to Mr. Kazarowski, and I guess he said that that's not even in sight, that they were going to do some minor milling and resurfacing just along the curb line. So if it's not even in their plans, I think that we need to push and get it on their plans. You know, that street's been that way for 30 years, 35 years. At least we need a traffic study. Maybe there's a better alternative through that process.
I can write a letter to PennDOT and I'll copy Fontana and DC on it and, you know, see if we can get something. Maybe a meeting or something like that.
Keep pushing.
Okay, I can do that.
it. And if you do get that,
You know Al Beal?
invited to
Yeah,
Ex-Secretary of Transportation.
Mr.
And
Beeler.
now he's working with Carnegie Mellon to get the smart intersections lights. Al Beeler's got a lot of contacts, and he's right in their backyard
He was a former transportation secretary.
for Rendell for 8 years.
Yeah, and he was a Crafton, I believe, he still
Yeah,
lives.
he lives up in
Yeah,
north something. Yeah.
North End.
Linwood? I think Linwood.
I got one more thing. Noble Avenue coming down, I see they're patching it again. When are they gonna do the curb to curb?
They're working on it. They have to do some designs on the handicap. They're looking for, but that's all gonna be paid for by the
Yeah.
water company.
Did they say, give it an estimate when they'll be completed?
No, we met today on site, and they actually are looking for, there's some, I guess, really bad sidewalks over there. And they're looking for a gateway to do a couple design, and the inspection, everything will be paid for by the water company.
Yeah, because I can remember whenever we did the other section of Noble across the street, how long it took them to get back to us on that.
Right,
That
well,
was ridiculous.
well, we were fighting because originally they told us they didn't have to do the handicap ramps, and they wanted us to pay for it. So, you know, we argued with them, had a meeting, finally they came back to us last week. So we met today on site, and they just are looking for some design work to be completed on the handicap ramps. So,
Every time I've ever worked with the water company, they've been pretty good. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
gas company, it's very, very tight. They do not want to do anything with the gas company, but our water company, the guys, the folks, any questions we've ever had, pavement, they've always been willing to work. It's the gas company that's,
yeah, the water company's been very cooperative. It's just, and somebody else told me, you're lucky that they came back as quickly as they did. So, I mean, they've been very cooperative and working well with us.
anything else under Public Works? Moving on to number 11, lighted and abandoned properties. Public notice, the Allegheny County will be accepting applications to acquire vacant properties at a reduced cost to the applicant. Owner must share a common boundary. Applications must be submitted to the county by August 31st, 2015, and this has been extended. Flyers available on the table and on the Crafton Borough website. Item number 12, comprehensive plan, another announcement. Comprehensive planning, any member of the community, including residents, business owners, church representatives, recreation advocates, volunteer organizations, or other interested in the strategic planning of the borough. Members will be expected to attend all steering committee meetings and provide insight about future implementation and proposed recommendations. Anyone interested, please submit a letter of interest to the Borough Manager's office by August 1st, 2015. Anything else? Additional citizens' comments? Anybody else wishing to address council?
Yes.
Please just state your name and address.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Philip Lasser, 401 Clearview. I just wanted to request an inquiry for council to check in with the Public Works Director and Gateway on the intersection of Clearview and Harris. The neighborhood is just curious to see what's going to happen with that storm drain that was improperly installed. And also we're curious if the borough has intentions with phase 4 of Clearview to possibly slip in fixing the drains that were improperly installed in the middle of Harris that were part of the Clearview phase 3. And from a personal standpoint, I was just curious if they were going to actually fix the curbs that were improperly, or let's say not adequately repaired or installed when they did that phase last year. So biggest thing is we're curious, are we going to get restitution for name or any construction for their poor craftsmanship, workmanship with phase 3, because definitely is concerning that phase 3 did not turn out the way we wanted it to go with regards to the installation of those drains. And with all the rain that we've had, we've seen a lot of overwash of the end of Harris and Clearview. A lot of that rain doesn't make it to its drains, and we don't want to see the hillside fail or the curbs to be compromised with, you know, the different types of traffic that's running over the curb and the overwash. So if that hillside is fresh and has not been revegetated, it's in the process of being revegetated, but the vegetation hasn't held. So we're just trying to make sure that the hillside is not compromised, and that we, as taxpayers, you know, are able to hold the contractors accountable for the poor workmanship. So thank you very much for your time this evening, and I look forward to your response. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will look into it. The engineer will be at the next meeting, you know, on the 24th. So I know he is familiar with it. I know that Moranti did I think the extension up to Harris you know, was an extension, and there was some asphalt there. I will check with Rob on the catch basin issue, and I can get back to you if you want to give me your email after the meeting. I'd be happy to, you know, maybe we can meet out there. I'll talk to the engineer, because we do have, you know, a gentleman that's working specifically on this project. He was on vacation. I think he's back today. Today was his first day back. So we have actually a different Felino's doing the work this year. So Moranti's, you know, did phase 1, 2, and 3. They're supposed to be starting over there as soon as possible. And, you know, but, you know, maybe we can meet over there and talk about it. So we can figure something out, and I'll email you.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other citizens' comments? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Moved, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Good. There being
Okay.
no nays, meeting's adjourned at, where is it, 7:53 PM.
Okay, Joe, you can hang up now.
Give me a call, Hannah.